This is your first programming challenge where you're required to move your sprite along the perimeter of the first quadrant. Simply put, what we want to achieve is that the sprite should start from the center and it should glide like this. Complete the round trip along the border of quadrant 1 and be back on the same point. Before you write your program in Scratch, I would like to do a design or write some logic of the program on paper. It is always advisable to do some planning and design on paper. So I'm going to do this on whiteboard. If you've manually moved your sprite on the stage, it could be anywhere. It could be here, or here, or here. So the step number 1 is to bring the sprite to center. Step number 2 is to bring the sprite from center to this point. And similarly, step number 3 would be to bring it here, and step number 4 would be to move it back up to here. And step number 5 is to move back to center. Now let's program this in Scratch. Choose when green flag button click block. Choose go to XY block for motion blocks. Make it 0, 0 to bring the sprite right in the center. It is already 0, 0. Let's manually move the sprite and run the script so far. There you go. Next, I would like the sprite to glide along the x-axis towards the right at this point, and you can see that it is x 240 and y 0. So I will put a glide block and make x 240 and y 0. Next, I would like to glide from this point where I'm up to the top, which is the top right point. So I will put another glide block. Value of x remains the same and y becomes 180 at that point. Let's run the script and see how it does. It is working as expected. Now let's manually move it anywhere in the stage and see whether it starts from the center or not. So it does. The script ensures that every time the program starts, the sprite is in the center. Similarly, I will put another glide block, and this time I have to move the sprite to the point x0, y180. I can again run and see how the program is doing. It's always a good practice to do that. So the final step would be to bring the sprite back to the center, which is x0 and y0. Again, run the script and see how it is doing. Excellent! So it is starting from the center and gliding across the perimeter of the first quadrant. This is very exciting because you are tasting the flavors of programming here. You have programmed your sprite to move along the perimeter or border of first quadrant, and you have total control over your sprite. It's doing only what you have told it to do. You have already started to see the power of programming. I like my script and I would not like to lose it, so I would give it a good name and save it. Glide across quadrant 1 is a meaningful name which tells me what the program is about. Click on the folder icon which takes you to my stuff. You will see this listed down here along with your previous projects if there are any. If you click on this link, it will open the page of this project. You can run the project from here as well. You may also add instructions and notes and credits if you wish to do so. By clicking on See Inside button, you can go back to the code editor. So that completes your first programming challenge. Well done!